Hey guys, Lisa Salvatore here. It is my favorite season of the year, the fall. As of today, September 22nd, we experience the Autumn Equinox as of 9:31 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is also the first day of Libra season. The sun has left Virgo and moved into the air sign of Libra. So happy birthday to all of the Libra souls out there, Libras of the zodiac. This is your time. So we think about what fall represents, and I want to just talk about the autumn equinox, because the equinox and the solstices are the 4 points of the year that are basically like a rite of passage, an energetic portal of change and transformation on the physical level, also on the emotional level, spiritual level. It's harvest season right now. So we are going to look ahead to the next 3 months and plot and plan what it is that we want to do until we get to the winter solstice, or how are we going to, work things out until the next energetic portal of time, the next passage, which is on December 21st, the winter solstice. So that is what the equinox and the solstices represent spiritually. Now, when we have the equinox, it's equal parts of day and night. It's equal parts of light and dark. The sun is literally shining on the equator at the autumn equinox, and that's what creates the equal amounts of day and night and light and dark. And when you think about the fact that the sun moves into Libra on the same day, around the same time as the autumn equinox, Libra is the sign that is all about balance. Its symbol is the scales of equality. The tarot card that Libra rules over is justice, and that is what the sign of Libra represents: is justice, equality, balance, harmony, fairness, above all else, keeping things in a higher order. Now that is at the most positive end of expression of Libra, okay? Of that sign, of this time. Now on the lower end of expression of Libra, we could experience misuse of power, misuse of balance and how things are getting into balance. There could also be manipulation, passive aggressiveness that can sometimes be associated with Libra and the balance factor. So again, there's the positive components, there's also the challenging components, or the shadow side, as I like to say. And again, light and dark, day and night, this all fits in together. And so as we go through Libra season, because Libra is also the sign that rules the other, it rules our partnerships, it rules contracts, it rules the 7th house in astrology, okay? So those areas are where we feel this energy the most, and where we feel compelled to place our energy, or to worry, or to try to fix, or want to fix, or grow things. And that goes for people, projects, and situations. Now, because of the fact that we're at a point of where we're like taking inventory, I like to say, of our soul, or taking stock of our spirit, what is the condition of your soul right now? Okay, really stop and ask yourself that. Take some quiet time for reflection. This is such a time of reflection, to sit with yourself for 5, 10, 15 minutes, really get into a quiet space and ask yourself, what is the condition of my soul? How do I really feel? How do I feel? Like it, do I feel okay? Everyone right now has been going through it. Everybody, we all have, in so many different ways and so many different levels, and everyone's story is unique and personal to your journey and to our journey here. But on the world stage, we all know what we're going through. And again, astrology is so literal, which is why I love it so much. But I mean, if you look at what's happening on the world scale, and then you study astrology, your mind blown, okay? And for those of you that are into astrology, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, okay, so let's go to the astrology. September 23rd, tomorrow, September 23rd, I want to talk about Mercury, because Mercury this week, particularly, is going to take us on a ride that may not, it'll be bumpy, let me say it that way. So, Mercury is the planet of objectivity. It is a masculine planet, it's a yang planet, okay? So it puts out energy. Mercury is the way that we receive information, it is the way that we perceive information, it is the way that we communicate, it is the way that we express it's not so much our feelings, it's more about we just express what we want. Like, it's like, okay, I'm watching the news and this is what I'm seeing, and now I'm going to talk about what I just saw, and I'm going to put that information out there. The problem, or the issue that crops up this week, is that Mercury is in some tense aspects with some other planets, and it's definitely going to have us feeling like we're being either criticized by others, judged by others, or we are the ones that are criticizing and judging. And so it's really a week that you kind of want to step back, and like I said at the beginning, is to take take stock of your own energy, guys, and just look at where you are. And are you overreacting? Are you underreacting? Maybe this is the time to lay low. I keep saying it's like, stay in your lane, stay in your light, keep yourself right. Obviously, that's not being selfish. It's about, and again, remember, Libra season is the sign of the other. So this is about also maintaining our boundaries. Tomorrow, September 23rd, Mercury, currently in Libra, will square Saturn, which is in Capricorn. So it can feel like a very heavy day, or it can even feel a little depressing, or like a wet blanket, and you can't quite put your finger on why. But it's like you go to speak to somebody and somehow you say the wrong thing and you piss them off, or vice versa. And again, let's remember that Mars is retrograde, okay guys? Again, irritation, anger, flare-ups. So it's all about like making sure that you're using your words wisely, you're paying very close attention to what you're being fed, not by food, but I'm saying but by the world, by people around you, and what you're digesting, and how are you taking all of this in, okay? How are you emoting it or not? Because again, this is a very deep and profound time, and it is wise to go inward. We kind of can't help it at this point, right? So then on the 24th, Mercury is then going to oppose Mars. So, and remember guys, Mars is retrograde. So that is the day I want you, it's like a hot button day. So pay attention to September 24th and the 25th. And I'm even going to push it to the 26th, because we will be under that aspect, and people are going to be feeling irritated. And this has been going on, honestly, for the past 5-6 days already, where it's just like you're best to just mind your P's and Q's. This sound like my grandmother, who recently just passed, God rest her soul. But yeah, mind your P's and Q's right now, guys. That's the best way to handle this energy, is mind your P's and Q's. Shine the light on yourself. Don't project onto others right now, because when the sun is in Libra, there's a potential to do that. We want to look and we want to scrutinize the other. But yet, this is all really about a time of self-reflection and scrutinizing the self. So take care to look at, am I projecting? The 7th house, Libra, it's the mirror, guys. Remember that. So whatever it is that irritates us about others is likely highlighting something within ourselves that we have not yet healed, okay? And that's the shadow work. Now, I also want to mention that Mercury is in its pre-shadow phase of retrograde. Mercury is going to go retrograde on October the 13th, and will be retrograde until November the 3rd. So currently, as of September 23rd, as of tomorrow, Mercury will be in its pre-shadow. So on top of the fact that he's in his pre-shadow, he is butting up with Saturn and then again with Mars. It's like, okay, you get where I'm going with this, guys, with the communication aspect here. Be mindful, be cautious, be conscious, be kind. That's the best way to handle this energy. And not only to others, but especially to yourself right now. Speaking of, then, Mercury will enter Scorpio on September 27th. Now, I love Scorpio energy. I love Scorpio season. Some people do not. They find it uncomfortable, because it does, whether we like it or not, it really does tend to an overall vibe of digging deep and going deep within our own soul, within our own psyche. And ruled by Pluto, Scorpio tends to dredge stuff up. And it's psychological. It's our roots. It's where we feel the most vulnerable. It's where we feel like we know we need to change, but we're hanging on so tight because Pluto's obsession and control and all of those things that we avoid because we're so scared of the breakdown. We're so scared of the breakthrough. But in reality, Pluto just wants to make things better. So with Mercury in Scorpio, going into Scorpio on September 27th, there's this feeling of like an intensity that's going to come through towards the end of this month, and heat. And whether or not that's for the greater good or it remains to be seen. That's all personal to your own unique journey and your own situation. But the awareness of it is what helps. So that's why I'm saying all of this, so that you can understand that as these planets are pulsing and there's so much going on, we do feel it. And the more sensitive you are to energy and to the planets, and depending on your own chart with certain planets, you're going to feel things a lot deeper at certain points, and other times you're going to coast right through it. So again, be mindful of that. Then on September 29th, Mars and Saturn are going to square again. That's important. So again, that's tension, guys. We're going to want to push ahead. We're going to want to move forward. But remember, Mars is still retrograde. Saturn is going to be stationing direct on that same day that it squares Mars. So, guys, that's really, really intense. And it's not a scary, I don't want to put out any kind of a fear tactic here, but on the 29th, the 30th, be very, very extra conscious, cautious of your actions when you're doing things, your dexterity. You want to be really, really mindful because that's a day of button pushing to the extreme. That's a day of coming up against roadblocks, maybe literal roadblocks, right? Also, you know, any kind, emotional. This is a day of, it could feel like time is sort of standing still, and you're like, I gotta do this, and you almost could feel like an invisible wall. That's the Saturn-Mars square. So again, just know that that's also coming up. So basically the rest of this month is going to feel intense. It's going to feel uncomfortable at times. Our communications with others are definitely going to leave us feeling, I don't know, like either really, really renewed and regenerated or extremely drained and depleted. And you need to pay attention to that energetic balance, again, the word balance for Libra season, within relationships, guys. Within, where are there power struggles, power dynamics? Where are you giving too much energy? Or where are you not feeling like it's being reciprocated? Or where can you afford to, you know, move your own energy around or create different spaces for yourself? It's really important, and all while remembering that it's not really all about the self, it's also about others. That's Libra. So again, guys, I hope that this makes sense. I hope that you are taking really good care of yourselves. This is a difficult time. Oh, and then on October 1st, we're going to have a potent full moon in Aries, okay, lighting up the sky. And yeah, that I'm going to come back with a different video for that, because I like to, as we get closer, really feel the energy and then get the impressions, and then I put the video out. So I can say, I will tell you, it will be intense, and I do feel revealing is the word I want to use. And that was also something I wanted to mention with this time period, is a lot of psychological stuff is getting unpacked with this time frame, this time period. So keep in mind that if you are, you know, doing things that are not on the up and up, let's just say, it could be revealed. So be very mindful of your actions. You always should be, but more so at this point, because it is likely that, you know, somebody can blow the whistle on something that you didn't want the whistle blown on. It can have to do with your work projects. So just be mindful of your words, be mindful of your actions at this time, how you're treating others, how you want to be treated. I'm not saying to bury your head in the sand when conflict or issues do come up, but just remember that we're under a lot of tense and stressed out astrology right now, and it will add to any type of power struggles or power dynamics, or wherever it is where you're feeling like, you know, you may blow. You got to be careful, because it's likely going to happen in the next like 7 to 10 days. So if you would like a private consultation, my links are below. We can dive more into your own personal, unique blueprint and your own energy here and see what's going on. Otherwise, ground yourself, guys. Eat well, be well, sleep well, take care. Try really hard to stay in the best space possible. I know it's not easy right now, but we've all got to be there for each other, and we've got to take care of ourselves also. LisaSalvatore.com, links are below. Bye, guys.